Center, Portland, Maine. The setting for the WBA Lightweight Championship with Joey Gamache defending his crown against the one-time junior lightweight title holder, Tony the Tiger Lopez. And this championship fight is being brought to you by Valvoline. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with the WBA Cruiserweight champion, Bobby Ches. And, Bobby, this is the most unusual scenario. Joey Gamache is the champion. He's undefeated. He's 29-0, yet he looks at this as a credibility fight in going up against Tony Lopez. He feels he needs a win in his career to legitimize what he has accomplished.
Well, certainly on paper, Tony Lopez has fought the more credible opposition. The big question has been, who has Joey Gamache fought? I think tonight is his proving ground, the big test in Tony Lopez, who brings more credibility as a challenger into the ring tonight.
And Tony Lopez has fought most of his fights near his hometown of Sacramento, California. Now he comes to Portland, Maine, where Gamache has been such a huge hero. What effect will that have on Lopez?
Well, as you can hear, the crowd's chanting. I think that's more pressure for the champion. His title's at stake and on the line. He has to prove in front of his crowd what he's really worth, what he's all about. Tony Lopez has been in many championship fights. He's seen it all. He's done it all. I think it's no problem.
And a look at the tail of the tape. Lopez at 29 years of age with the 1-inch height advantage. Gamache at 135, tipping the scales yesterday at the weigh-in. Lopez 134.5, and he has the reach advantage. The referee is James Santa. Under the WBA rules, scoring on the 10-point must system. There's Santa, New York City product, one-time linebacker at the University of Maryland. In fact, had a tryout with the football giants in the mid-70s. 3 knockdown rule in effect. No standing 8 count. The bell saves the boxer only in the 12th and final round. This is scheduled for 12. Joey Gamache, in his last fight last June here in Portland, stopped Chun Chil-sung of South Korea in 9 rounds to win the vacant WBA title. The bout was stopped on cuts. Tony Lopez last fight back in June, he stopped Andres Sandoval in the 2nd round in Sacramento.
Tony Lopez made mention that early he wanted to establish his jab and be forward, pushing back Joey Gamache, pushing him back, and he's come out doing just that. Gamache not moving quite as much as I thought he might.
Tony Lopez in the tiger striped apparel. His trunks consist of imitation tiger skin, keeping with his nickname, while Gamache said he'd have a surprise for us. He's going with what he calls the jungle look in terms of the trunks.
I'll tell you, it's kind of heavy. It looks like it's made out of leather. I wonder in the later rounds he gets soaked with water if that doesn't slow him down just a bit, but he seems to like it. That's his style.
We are just underway. 1 minute gone by. Lopez usually a slow starter.
Well, he's apparently changed out a little bit for tonight. He thinks he's got to slow Gamache down, maybe take his body, work it a little bit to get the legs. And he told me early, right hand, and we see him trying to land it.
The rap on Gamache, yes, he is 29-0, but the quality of his opponents has raised questions. The resume, not impressive. He was scheduled to fight then WBA junior lightweight champion Brian Mitchell back in September of '90. And the referee, James Santa, separates the fighters. Gamache had to cancel because he was involved in an automobile accident, never did go up against Mitchell.
Well, he's getting his test here today. I think Lopez is going to give him all he can handle. And right now, I've given a slight edge to Lopez. He's been more effective, pushing Gamache back. Gamache a little tentative, maybe a little nervous. He's, in the moment now.
Just under 1 minute remaining in this opening round. Crowd of 7,000 at the Civic Center in Portland, Maine. Thursday night, the Boston Celtics played a preseason game here against the Atlanta Hawks. One time, this is the home of the Maine Mariners of the American Hockey League, top farm team of the Boston Bruins. Good uppercut, but Gamache came back with the left hand.
Nice counter punching by both men. Good uppercut, and then he came back with the right hand. Then it was a left hook by Lopez. I think the fight's heated up to the type of pace that Lopez wants. He's also getting Gamache to come forward and fight with him. A dangerous man, as we know, on the ropes.
seconds of the first.
Saturday Sports Showcase is brought to you by Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline. And by Tartar Control Crest, the dentist's choice to help keep your teeth tartar-free.
Back in Portland, Maine, there's the hometown hero, Joey Gamache, defending his WBA lightweight championship against the one-time IBF junior lightweight champion, Tony Lopez. Joey Gamache, the first world champion crowned in the state of Maine since Muhammad Ali stopped Sonny Liston. That was in Lewiston with the punch that we still have not seen. That was back in May of 1965.
Phantom punch. He's a very questionable right hand at best. Gamache has come out fighting a little more than we thought he was going to do. He said, oh, beautiful right hand counter over the jab. I think he just got the respect that he wanted. He said he's got to come out, he's got to gain the respect. He said he can't let Lopez run through him and not respect him. He said, I can punch a little better than they think.
Joey Gamache began his boxing career back in 1970. Look out. Lopez with a good left hand that rocked Gamache.
Giving a right hand, too, behind that to the temple. And for a split second there, Gamache was definitely stunned.
Gamache started boxing at the age of 11, 1977, as a 60-pounder. Won a gold medal in the National Junior Olympics at the age of 15. In his late teens, picked up much international experience and then turned pro in May of 1987.
Again, Gamache pressing the attack a little more than he normally does. He's trying to use a counter right hand over Lopez's jab, and Lopez is also trying to work that right hand over the jab. So you see a lot of right hands landed tonight. They both settled into gaining each other's respect, landing a few big shots. The pressure of the moment's calmed down a little bit. It's more of a chess game now.
Gamache telling us yesterday, and this an interesting theory concerning Lopez that I'm sure Tony Lopez does not agree with. Gamache said Tony Lopez makes easy fights hard. He says he tries to make hard fights easy.
Well, he likes to box and not slug and not take a lot of abuse on his body, as he said. And he said Lopez likes to do exactly the opposite.
And Gamache, once again, did connect with the combination.
Gamache's speed here is giving Lopez a problem, especially that third and fourth shot as Lopez picks his head up and getting caught. Right there, again.
.25 seconds remaining. Round two, scheduled for 12, and a very impressive round for Joey Gamache.
Joey's setting the pace of the fight. He's making more advances when he wants to. He's moving when he wants to. He's fighting his fight right now. Lopez is not.
And as this round winds down, the crowd is chanting for Joey Gamache.
And here you see Gamache countering that jab with a big right hand. And again, the speed is giving a lot of problems to Lopez. It's causing him a lot of difficulty.
Joey Gamache, very flashy boxer, good counter puncher, has the hand speed, fast feet, can be tough to hit. And we noticed in our conversation with Gamache yesterday that right above the right eye looked like he took a shot. I know you asked him about it. He said, well, he didn't wear the headgear during recent sparring sessions, and it cost him.
Well, what he was alluding to was the cage that a lot of fighters used for the last week. And even my trainer, Tommy Parks, has told me that we have to start using that cage because that's crunch time. You're right down to the end. You don't want anything to go wrong.
Cuts have not been a problem for Gamache in the past. I know you suggested the old Chez remedy, makeup, which...
well, you hate to give an opponent a target to aim for, so I just cover it up. Either that or I'm just vain.
This is round three. Marv Albert with the WBA Cruiserweight champion, Bobby Chez at ringside and in Portland, Maine, in the Pine Tree State.
I talked to Gamache yesterday, too, about being considered a dirty fighter. He said, well, I don't like to be considered a dirty fighter, but I'll do what it takes to win. And that was it. The speed of Joey Gamache right now is setting the pace for this fight. He's winning the fight with speed. Hitting him with quick counter punches. In a battle of counter punches, he's the quicker of the two, and then he's holding.
Lopez with a right hand, and that was answered by Gamache.
Again, he's real quick to counter. He's got fast hands. He's a 7-inch shorter in the reach department, yet he's getting there first because he's quicker.
Back in July of '88, Tony Lopez won the IBF Junior lightweight title, upsetting Rocky Lockridge. Lost the championship to John Molina in a wild October 1989 fight that led to the near riot in Sacramento's Arco Arena. 7 months later, Lopez avenged that loss by taking a decision over Molina. However, in September of '91, Lopez lost a decision to Brian Mitchell, and that caused Lopez to leave the 130-pound junior lightweight division, and he's moved up to the 135 lightweight ranks.
Lopez is trying to work the body a little bit, but because he's not quicker, as he comes down into the body, he's got to open himself up for punches, and Gamache is so quick, just bam, bam, he's right on him.
Lopez in pursuit of Gamache, who just walked away in this enormous ring. What, 22 feet inside?
Yeah, it's a big ring, 24 outside. I haven't seen a ring this big, I don't think ever. And there's something I think Lopez has to get back to, that jab. He was more effective in the first round, and right now he's gotten away from it, just looking to bang hard counter.
Closing in to the end of round 3. It is on to round 4 here in Portland, Maine. What about the swelling above the left eye of Gamache?
Well, there are a couple of good right hands that did land, and as we've made note of, Lopez is the bigger puncher, thus the swelling. Also, it could have been a headbutt because a couple of times we've seen him bang heads.
Well, this is the 11th championship fight for Tony Lopez. Joey Gamache has boxed a total of 19 rounds, as you saw, in his 2 title fights against competition that would not necessarily be considered top level. Faced Jerry Ingo Benny out of South Africa in a championship fight, and Chung Chil Sung of South Korea. While Lopez with the numerous title fights, 10 in all, and he has boxed a total of 108 championship rounds against the likes of Jorge Paez and Rocky Lockridge, John Molina, Brian Mitchell.
Gamache has yet to fight the household name, and Lopez right now is the best of that bunch.
How do you have it on the scorecard?
Actually, I gave the first round just by a hair. I gave to Lopez, but it's been all Gamache since then. Rounds 2 and 3, he established himself using the speed. And something that people don't always pay attention to, fighters that throw quick punches very quick, the speed generates a certain amount of power in itself, like throwing a bullet and shooting it. Only I don't think he's as good as shooting a bullet.
Midway through the 4th round. You spent a lot of time thinking about these things, Bobby.
I don't know. They just show up somewhere along the way. I'm lucky that I can remember. This round's been a little more effective for Lopez, pushing Gamache back. Gamache has offered up less offense. I don't know if the eye's worrying him at all. Could just be the strength of Lopez. I think Lopez is still a little stronger. Good right hand just now, and I'll tell you, that body attack, I think, is making Gamache at least think about it enough so he opens up top.
Gamache attempting to keep Lopez away with the jab, but not able to in this 4th round.
Well, again, he started to work the body, Lopez. I'm not sure if he's gotten to his body enough that he's hurt him at all or made him at least conscious of it. And he's starting to reach him a little more often. So far, I've been winning this round. Not a big round, but more effective, starting to turn the tide. Again, the right hand over the jab. And he told me yesterday, right hand, left hook, he wants to land those 2 clean.
Scoring on the 10-point must system, the judges Stu Winston of Miami, Florida, Albert Walensky of Miami, and Julio Roldan of Venezuela.
Big right hands to the body again, and I'm wondering how that's affecting Joey Gamache right now. His jab's still pumping out there, but there's something missing that was there 2 rounds ago. Rounds 2 and 3, much more effective.
Crowd responding to the activity by Gamache, but he was not able to land off that flurry. A rare appearance outside of his home area of Sacramento, California, fighting here in Portland. We talked about it with Tony yesterday and asked how does he approach fighting in Joey Gamache's hometown.
It's a mind thing, and a lot of fighters will say, oh, well, it might not do nothing, or the crowd got to me. Well, I kind of figure you either have a weak mind or you have a strong mind. I have a very strong mind. You know, I do whatever I want to do when I want to do it, and that's how I really believe. And so when I get out there, that crowd ain't going to affect me at all.
Bob, I know that your point of view is that actually there could be more pressure on Gamache in defending his title here in his home area.
Sure, because everybody's rooting for him, everybody's expecting so much and wishing with their hearts as well as their minds that they just want him to win so badly, and he's got a lot of pressure on him. There's a lot of people he lets down in his hometown.
This is round 5. It is scheduled for 12, and Lopez opening up with good combinations. Gamache just caught him with a left hand. What about the swelling, though, above both eyes of Joey Gamache?
It's the right hand, I think. I'm not sure if there was a couple of inadvertent headbutts, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that one right hand. He's kind of turning it over on the rope side of the head, top of the head. And I'll tell you what, if you get hit on top of the head, believe me, it hurts.
And now a mouse under the right eye of Gamache.
See, the amount of pressure that Tony's putting on, he's not in overdrive. He's not forcing it in a wild manner, but he's consistently coming forward and trying to basically wear his opponent down. This could be a fight of attrition in the later rounds.
And as we touched on earlier, in the past, cuts have not been a problem for Gamache. Gamache with that combination.
He's been doing less of that in the past 2 rounds, this round and the 4th round, and that's what was so effective at. And there it is again. That quick counter on the way in uses Lopez's momentum against him.
Crowd responding and at times overreacting to anything that Gamache does. And Lopez stepped on his shoe.
And a good show of sportsmanship. They both touch gloves. It's nice to see. You only have to hate each other during the flurries. It's a better round for Gamache. Lopez slowed down the attack a little bit. Joey's found some openings and countered a little better. Again, Lopez, though, he's staying to that body weight.
Joey Gamache was in camp with you back in 1985. He mentioned when he was 19. Do you remember him?
Not really. Now that he pointed it out, I do have recollection of it. But when I'm in training camp, I can hardly pay attention to anything but what I'm doing.
Crowd again chanting for Gamache. 20 seconds remaining in the 5th round. Marv Albert, Bobby Ches from the Civic Center in Portland. We'll be back right after these messages. And it is on to round 6. Tony Lopez in the tiger striped trunks, and Joey Gamache wearing what he calls the jungle look.
Well, the jungle look. I thought the jungle was a little more green. Lopez seemed to come out this round with a little more of bad intentions on his punches.
Joey Gamache, 26 years old, from Bath, Maine. Lives in Lewiston, about an hour from Portland. Record of 29-0, 18 by knockout. He stopped 7 of his last 8 opponents. And Tony Lopez, 29 years old, from Sacramento, involved in his 11th championship bout. Record of 40 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. He's won 28 by knockout.
Big right hand by Gamache. He just looped it right over Tony Lopez's jab. But as has been the case, they say he's not a real big puncher, and that was the Sunday punch, and Lopez didn't blink too much. Lopez is winding up a little too much, swinging a little too hard to the body, and not leading his way in with the jab and some combinations.
At one time, Tony Lopez was strictly a wild brawler. He would dangerously stand in front of opponents, trade punches, but he has shown improved boxing skills in the past. May have taken too many punches.
Well, he told me the other day, too, he felt as he's getting a little older, not much unlike myself, he's fighting a little smarter because he doesn't have to prove anything as a young man thinks he has to.
Gamache not able to connect with that combination.
Dropping his hands a la Bobby Chacon, hanging his head out there, daring you to hit him.
Yes, Lopez likes to do that, which can be adventurous and dangerous, although he says it's a strategic tactic, as you mentioned, along the lines of Bobby Chacon.
Yeah, he says he likes to get the people to maybe, the fighters that he's fighting, to maybe do it back so he can tag them. An interesting way of thinking about it.
Coming up on 10 seconds to go, round 6. Gamache getting Lopez in a headlock. It is on to round 7 at the Civic Center in Portland, Maine. What does the Bobby Chez scorecard show?
Right now, I have a Gamache ahead by a point. I think he's been a little, more effective, more steady. And when Lopez really presses him and bangs him hard, he's dominated some of the rounds, but then he's taken some time off. So we'll see what happens in the later rounds. That's where it's going to get interesting. It's funny, Joey Gamache said a good boxer always beats a good puncher. And I said, someone forgot to tell George Foreman, Rocky Marciano, and Joe Louis that.
And Gamache able to counter.
When he keeps his hands up and blocks punches and counters like that, slips and counters with that speed, that's where he's at his best.
What about the swelling, in particular above the left eye of Gamache?
Lopez's punches are harder, as we talked about, but the swelling doesn't look too bad. As long as it doesn't close, it shouldn't bother him that much. Fighters, we're kind of used to it. Although I've never seen a world champion with a straighter nose than Joey Gamache.
That's true.
I really haven't. I'm actually envious.
And you would notice that.
Yes, I would.
Midway through the 7th round, this is scheduled for 12 for the WBA lightweight title.
Big left hook to the belly, right in the solar plexus, and I think it hurt Gamache a little bit.
Watch the heads, fellas. Watch the heads. Let's go.
Lopez charging in and nearly got caught.
Possibly a small cut under Gamache's right eye. I can't really tell.
Yes, it began as a mouse. Oh, left hand connecting on Lopez by Gamache.
That certainly got his attention. That one hurt.
That's a slip. And that's the indication from the referee. Good action round.
Lopez is landing the right hand with a little more frequency now, as he had earlier. He's gotten back to it, but not getting away from the body attack. He's staying downstairs a lot.
Final seconds of the 7th round. Marv Albert, Bobby Chez from Portland, Maine, as we move on to round 8. Tony Lopez putting the pressure on and in round 7.
He started that round a little late, though. I thought that Gamache was a little more effective for the majority of the round, landed a little more cleanly than the one big left hook. Joey's face is starting to get really marked up, and you can see the effects from the punches. Big right hand by Gamache, countered by Lopez. Counter punchers battle.
On the subject of the cuts sustained by Gamache, he actually has 2 cutmen in his corner. Luis Spada, an accomplished cutman, and a 77-year-old local retired mortician by the name of Roland Fortin, who also is handling the cuts in the corner of Gamache.
That's got to be an interesting story. There seems to be one spot in the middle of the ring where they're slipping regularly.
They are having trouble with the footing.
Again, it's a right-handed battle. These guys are landing right hands on each other at will in there.
Let's go box it out. Let's go box. Break. Play a box.
Again, a big left hook to the body by Lopez. He's trying to keep that body attack in there. But I think that he's just taking a little too much time sometimes. You can't wait on the Joey Gamache. He's just far too quick.
Gamache with the left hand.
Got those quick leaping punches. Tony keeps his head up and he's going to keep getting hit with them.
Under a minute remaining in the 8th round.
That right hand was also very effective for Lopez.
Crowd chanting for the popular Joey Gamache.
I'll tell you, these next 4 rounds are going to be the difference. They're going to be all the difference. Who's going to have how much left?
And that cut does not look any better. The cut under the right eye of Gamache, which will get the attention of the 2 cutmen in just a moment. Gamache asking his corner who won that round as they feverishly go to work under the right eye.
I'll tell you, that's an interesting. Normally I wouldn't do that. It's just something that wouldn't come to my mind. Who won that round?
That cut still does not look good.
No, and I wasn't sure what they were using, but whatever it was, they were using a lot of it. Normally Avitine is or adrenaline is what's used. But I'm not a mortician, so I'm not sure what he's using.
We are into round 9.
Lopez just waved Gamache on. I was wondering what that was all about. He hasn't really been running.
Bob, I have to pass this along. It's out of the pages of Only in Boxing. One of the boxers on the undercard could not make it here today. It seems he was arrested yesterday. He's in jail here in Portland, Maine. His manager was asked, do you want to bail him out? He said, no way. The purse for the fight was only $300. Bail, $500.
And we wonder why boxing comes under such scrutiny.
Only in this sport.
During our little story, Gamache got hit with some clean punches. Lopez starting to get to him. He's also throwing less to fend Lopez off. Later rounds, championship rounds, could start to tell here.
Once again, the chant for the WBA lightweight title holder, Joey Gamache.
That's it.
Lopez fighting off the ropes.
In Gamache's corner, they use the word showtime for the last 15 seconds to try and steal close rounds. I wonder how that's working now.
Yeah, they scream showtime, and they feel that you can make a major impression on the judges with a strong finish.
The last thing they remember, Sugar Ray Leonard was the best at doing that.
Coming up on 1 minute remaining in the 9th round. In what has been a close fight
Yeah, I think this has been a pretty strong round for Lopez. The tide could be turning here, I'm not sure. But it's a good fight. He's landing a lot more cleanly than he had early. Lopez's punch is still heavier. Gamache's speed is faltering just a little.
Now, Bobby, you're in there. Do you go for the cut under the eye, or should that take you off course? Meanwhile, Gamache was able to land on Lopez.
Again, he leaped in. He just stuffed that left hand up and just picked him right by the chin. He picked Lopez straight up in the air. I myself wouldn't go aim for the cut per se unless it was over the eye. I might want to work it. You know, obviously it's to your advantage to work the cut, but with a cut under the eye, I would just go to get the job done.
So that will do it for round 9. This is round 10 in Portland, Maine. And this is for the WBA lightweight title. Joey Gamache defending his crown against the two-time junior lightweight champion, Tony Lopez.
I was under the impression when I came up here that pre-fight there was some bad, and a right hand, I think he lost his mouthpiece. I was under the impression there was some bad feeling between the fighters, but you can see over the course of the fight, touching gloves more, a lot of respect has been gained on both parties.
Yes, the mouthpiece went flying into the second row.
Again, a good right hand. Lopez has been getting home with the right hand. You can see the result by the damage on Joey's face.
Told the mouthpiece ended up sliding under the ring, and they have not been able to get to it.
Gamache just ran into a big right hand, and to his credit, stood right there. So I think his chin's been tested enough times today that even if he doesn't win this fight, he's been legitimized as being a top-notch lightweight.
Although I don't know if that is consolation. He was concerned about, as you say, being legitimized. We talked about that right at the start. He feels that Lopez gives him credibility because of the resume of Tony Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez's resume is certainly more impressive, but I think you can see why now. Those championship fights, the caliber fights, he's in the big one, in the tough one now, and Lopez is getting to him. He's winning these last couple rounds, and he's scoring big punches.
What do you have it?
Actually, I got Lopez up by just a little bit, and about a point. This is certainly any man's fight, but the tide has been such that Lopez has been more effective as we get a little later into the fight.
Gamache with the uppercut. Just under 1 minute remaining in the 10th. It is scheduled for 12.
Lopez has taken his fair share of lumps too, but you can't see it all over his face, which leads you to believe that the punches that he's dishing are certainly better than ones receiving.
And in the past, Lopez has been cut, but Lopez now showing more confidence. He's able to land here in the 10th round, scoring on Gamache, who looks tired, and that cut looks bad.
Well, you know, to his credit, he's standing there fighting. I think he should be doing more moving, but he's trying to fight and gain the respect he thinks he needs to win. This is not the fight that Joey Gamache should fight against Tony Lopez. Something that's been happening all night is the right hand's been coming over Joey Gamache's left hand, over his jab, and over his hand when it's just down, and it's really starting to get to him.
Also, Bob, this has been more of a flat-footed type fight, and I would think that is to the advantage of Tony Lopez.
Yeah, I think in the beginning rounds, where rounds 2, rounds 3, Gamache would take a few steps, bang, bangs, take a few steps, bang, bang, hold. That was the fight he should have fought throughout. Now, you know, Tony Lopez, give him some credit, too. He's put a lot of pressure on. And again, we've talked about people standing their ground to get their pound of flesh. He has to gain some respect, and he's still a young guy who's got a lot of pride. He wants to fight.
Round 11, it is scheduled for 12. And Tony Lopez looking very fresh.
Yeah, and he just ran into a big right hand Gamache. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's in trouble right now. I think this is the end of the fight.
Tony Lopez putting Joey Gamache down. The first time Gamache has been down as a professional. professional. Gamache to his feet at 8, but it's all over. The referee, James Santa, has stopped the fight. What a performance by Tony Lopez, who has won the WBA lightweight championship. Tony Lopez, a two-time champion at 130 pounds in the junior lightweight division, has taken the lightweight title from Joey Gamache, and he's done it in Gamache's hometown of Portland, Maine. And for Gamache, his first defeat as a professional. He is now 29-1, while Lopez wins his 41st against 3 losses and a draw. A look at the knockdown. That chopping blow by Lopez, and Gamache shaken. And the right hand grazed Gamache. Gamache looking like he was ready to go, as Bobby mentioned, and Lopez continued the assault. Big right hand right there. Gamache went down. Referee James Santa counted to 8. And then Gamache got back to his feet, and Santa said that is it. With 40 seconds left in round 11, Joey Gamache is stopped by Tony Lopez, the 29-year-old out of Sacramento, California. So Tony Lopez, who rarely has fought out of his home area, able to make the road trip. He comes here to Portland, Maine, and he comes up with the victory. For the official decision, let's go to the ring announcer.
Referee Jim Santa stops the fight. 40 seconds into the 11th round. The new WBA lightweight champion of the world, Tony the Tiger Lopez.
So Tony Lopez has taken the WBA lightweight championship by stopping Joey Gamache at 2:20 of round 11. And now the crowd responding to Joey Gamache despite the loss. You can hear the cheers of Joey. And Bobby Ches is all set alongside Tony Lopez. Let's go to Bob.
Tony, what did you use to slow him down? You see, he started out moving a lot. Later rounds, as we got into it, he stood flat-footed. He actually fought you more. What did you do to slow him down?
Well, actually, I hurt him a couple times when I went to the body. I only went a couple times, didn't go that much. But when I did go, it hurt him, and it seemed to pay off.
Okay, were you afraid of a decision here in Maine? Did you really want to make sure this fight was 100% knockout?
No, actually, well, I wanted to knock him out. I didn't know if I was going to do it early or late, but I knew I was going to do it. And I always save energy for the last rounds. I always come out stronger in the end of the fight.
All right, congratulations again. We got to go back to Marv at ringside.
All right, Bob, as you mentioned, Tony Lopez certainly had to be fearful of a decision here in Portland. I'm looking at the scorecard. 2 judges had it in favor of Gamache, 197-93, which is certainly questionable, and another had the fight even. So Tony Lopez has won the WBA lightweight championship. Marv Albert with Bobby Ches. Now to Jim Lampley.